What's up, everybody? It's Kellen Nitro for Nitromaniac TV's Drag Files channel, and yes, it is me, sans beard. I usually do this about once per year, take the beard off and let the face kind of, get some air and that stuff, but it's already starting to grow back, so hey, if you're a fan of the beard, don't worry. It's on a little summer vacation. But my take on the 2018 Toyota Sonoma Nationals that occurred on Fox, the second Fox main network special of the year. 2 down, 2 to go. We got Seattle and Indy at the end of the month heading your way. Top Fuel was awesome to see Blake Alexander win, beat Tony Schumacher in the final. Kid's got a huge future. Somebody get these guys some money, or pronto, just pony up the cash, let them run the full circuit, because these guys are going to be the giant killers going forward for sure. Leah Pritchett's red light in the first round, the shocking moment of the race in my opinion. Hey, people are human, they make mistakes, it's what happened, and she did a great job of explaining it on the broadcast. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, go back on the PVR, or when they upload it onto All Access, go check it out on All Access for sure. She did an awesome job of explaining herself, and onwards and upwards for sure. That's a championship caliber team there. I think they just need a few more wins, and once they're into the countdown, I think we're going to see what Leah Pritchett and her team is made of for sure. Funny card, John Force did not get his 150th win and will not be sweeping the Western Swing. Instead, JFR Racing, though, still has a shot as an organization of sweeping the Western Swing, as Robert Height beat Ron Capps in the final for Funny Car. It's such a competitive game out there now, with Force, DSR, and Coletta once in a while coming in with the wins. And I think the track prep and that stuff this year has created such parity in both Nitro classes and Top Fuel and Funny Car that these smaller teams can come up and bite the larger teams as well. Now, we didn't see it on the first 2 races and the 2 specials and that stuff, but with the stuff that was happening on All Access and everything, there are smaller teams in both classes that have been knocking out cars left, right, and center. Richard Townsend's a great example of it. Didn't have a great weekend in Sonoma, but earlier on in the year and that stuff, when they were rolling the car out in Pomona and in Phoenix and that stuff, they had themselves a hot rod that could compete with the big guns. Del Worsham coming back into the fold, huge stuff. Former world champion, guy can drive the wheels off anything, and it appears he has some cash now, so we'll see what happens going forward. But it's good to see Del back. Robert Height winning Funny Car. GFR just needs one more of their drivers to win in Seattle, and they got the sweep for their team. So, Pro Stock, Jeg Coughlin Jr. does what Jeg Coughlin Jr. does in the final, typically wins it. So, it was a great race. Kramer gave him everything he got. Kramer will probably win another one before the end of the year is out for sure. Heading to Seattle, Jeg has won there before in the past, I do believe, so hey, maybe this could be the time for that team to really start stacking up wins going forward. Pro Stock bike, L.E. Tonglet beating his former team for the win. Always a great win. That's always a great feeling, isn't it? To give this race a rating, I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I thought the features were great. The Angel feature that they did during the show was awesome. I got to really find out what the motivating factor of her return is to Pro Stock bike going forward. I love those little features. I actually enjoyed Walk 1,000 Feet this week with Richie Crampton as well. I'm not a huge fan of that feature in its entirety. I think it's more fluff and show than anything else, but this one was pretty good, and it was a neat little announcement that he's got Craftsman on board now with his Top Fuel car too, with the Coletta DHL Sandvik car. So and I think it's still Steelmaster once in a while as well. There's so many sponsors, it's an amalgamation. It takes a lot of money to run these cars, and I'm not surprised that they jump sponsors week after week after week. So, like Leah Pritchett, for example, has Dodge corporate sponsorship in Denver, has Jeb Allen's housing company and that stuff that he runs in Sonoma, and then, well, we'll wait and see what she's got in Seattle, if it's going to be a Pennzoil looking ride. I'm not sure if they're going to do the Papa John's sponsorship just due to all the controversy around the Papa John's franchise right now, or what's going on, but we still see the Papa John's ads on NHRA TV. So I think that perhaps maybe they go forward with a Papa John sponsored car. I don't know. Say what you will in the comments below. But again, 8.5 out of 10. Next week is the big one for me. I love watching Seattle just because it is the closest race to my geographic home. Unfortunately, we'll not be there in person, but we'll get a chance to watch it on Fox and on All Access all next weekend. And it's a long weekend for us up here in Canada, so it's our Heritage Day holiday / civic holiday, as they call it. So really looking forward to it. But anyways, I'm Kellen Nitro. Later days. Happy drag racing watching, folks. And yeah, the reason why I'm wearing the spiffy jean jacket is I was out this weekend shooting content for Drag Files as well, and it's a pretty nasty looking burn underneath this. SPF 100 works, but you have to make sure that it all gets spread out evenly over your arms and that stuff. And if there's any dry spots, you gotta get on that right away, because if it's a dry spot, the sun will burn you, like it did with me. It's kind of weird spottiness right now. So, but anyways, later days. Happy drag racing watching. See you guys.